Hey everybody, it's Mitch and welcome to my next video. Today we are going to be talking about a card game that I really enjoy. So today, the card game that I really enjoy, it's not a trading card game. I played those too, but no, it's a game called Superfight. I really like it. It's a fun game. So how I got introduced to it is, as many of you know, I played Dungeons and Dragons, and one week we didn't. A number of my players didn't show up for various reasons, and it was just two of my players showed up, me and two players. So just the three of us there, and we're like, well, we can't really run the game with this. There's not really enough people, so what are we gonna do? We're here. We took the time off, so we decided, maybe we could play some board games. One of my players, he ran back to his apartment, grabbed a whole bunch of board games, and one of them was Superfight. And I loved it. I loved it so much that I not only bought the game, but I bought like a bajillion expansions. They're all sitting across the room, but I only have the actual core game here. There's a lot of them. It's kind of a pain to carry. I know it's only a few feet, but it's awkward. But anyway, so basically what it is you get to, you make a fighter, and then you argue about who's better. So, uh, you know, you have your little character cards. Like, this is just one I sort of randomly picked, Hannibal. It's like, oh, okay, well, you can put him against a mime. That one was true random. I didn't even look through them a little. Like, I discarded a few before picking the first one. But then you normally put attributes on to make it more interesting, like maybe Hannibal eliminates all attributes in this fight. Oh, well, okay, that doesn't explain a lot, but um, thinks the floor is actually lava. Okay, you got things like that. Like everybody will generally have two of these on. One they pick for themselves, and one that, depending on how you play it, is either chosen at random, which is how I originally learned it, or is chosen for you by your opponent, which honestly I like that way a little better. There's also a bajillion. So basically, how it works is then you then argue why your fighter's better than the other one, and it's just two people have fighters, and then everyone else is the judge, and they vote to see who the winner is. With three people, the judge just there's no vote; they just say. At 4 and 6, it gets weird. 5 is the ideal number of players, because then you have three judges, and if you can get two of them, you win. With 4, you got two judges. A lot of times you have split decisions. Same with it, 6, you got 4 judges. Like there's ways to deal with that. You kind of got to be creative. The official rules are limited. Oh, by the way, this video is not sponsored at all. I just really love the game. Although Skybound Games, if you're watching, definitely hit me up. I would definitely be interested in something, but it's not sponsored. At this point in time, like this channel, it's nothing sponsored. Like I'm not making any money here. At least not yet. Hopefully, we'll see. This video is actually I'm shooting it in mid-October, but it's not scheduled to come out till the day after Christmas, so 2020. So hopefully things are better by then. We'll see. I can't, based on how things have gone so far this year, I can't see things being super likely to be different by then. But anyways, let's get back to Superfight. Merry Christmas to y'all if you're watching this when it comes out. But yeah, Superfight is a great game. I play with the expansions as well, so I have a ton of them. Like I have the blue deck, the purple deck, and the yellow deck. They're the most interesting because they create new different types of cards. The other ones, they just stick with your same black and white cards. The white being your character card, your black being the attribute. Now, blue cards are locations. That's just played once, and that's where the fight happens. I find those to be kind of interesting. Then you have your purple cards, which are scenarios, which are things that are kind of happening while the fight's happening. So those ones are interesting. They're a little on the weird side, but they're kind of cool, I guess. My favorite are the yellow cards. Now, these ones are newer, and there's only the one deck of yellow cards, and none of the expansions that I've seen so far include yellow cards, although many of them do include blue and purple cards. But I like the yellow ones the best, and I really hope they come out with more yellow cards because they make the fight so much more interesting because it's no longer a fight. Yellow cards are a challenge. It's, okay, instead of a fight, what are we doing? And how I like to play it is I'll roll an 8-sided die, so a nice little D8 here, and I'll roll that to determine, what the fight's going to be. Are we going to be so determine what cards to do. So it can because there's 8, that's all the possibilities. So you could have no cards pulled, just a blue, just a purple, just a yellow, blue and a purple, blue and a yellow, a purple and a yellow, all 3. You have the 8 possibilities. I assign a value to each one. I let everyone know what they are ahead of time so no one knows I'm not cheating. And then we roll after the fighters are determined. This is how I play, at least. And we once that happens, we'll engage in the fight or not fight. There's a 50% chance we get a yellow card. So that can definitely change things. You have like this awesome fighter, and then you get best kindergarten teacher. It's like, well, they would have won in a fight, but I don't want them watching my kids. So that's sort of a thing. But yeah, I personally love this game. Hopefully you guys do too. If you have the game, I think there is. I've heard that there is an online version of it. So if you want to, maybe you're not able to meet up with your family for Christmas like you usually do, you can always play the online version with them. That could be fun, a nice little fun thing to do. Be careful which decks you use on that. I don't know if the online version has any of the expansions, because there are some R-rated versions where they get pretty extreme. On the X-rated side too, to be honest. But there's also plenty of other ones that aren't like that. There's a lot of expansions. Like there's a nerdy expansion. Like I said, there's the NSFW expansion, which is really the best way to describe. Those are the red decks, by the way. They have a green deck, which is for kids. They have a 90s deck. They have so many different kinds of decks, which all add different stuff. I have all those ones. There's also other ones like a history deck, and I think they even had like some for TV shows and stuff. So yeah, they got all sorts of stuff. It's a great game, and if you enjoy arguing, like I personally love arguing, then you'll enjoy this game because really it's arguing without the drama of it. Because normally when you get into arguments with other people, you have a strong personal opinion, they have a strong personal opinion, you're butting heads, and it's just not a good. That becomes kind of a problem because you're trying to get your point across, they're trying to get their point across, and things end up just not going the way that anybody really wants them to, because of various reasons. It becomes a mess. What's nice about Superfight is you're arguing over about stupid stuff that no one really cares about. You're arguing who would win in a fight between two hypothetical characters that don't really exist. You have your opinion, and sometimes people disagree. Generally you try and argue your characters would win, even if you don't really believe they'd win that fight. But then the judges, of course, are trying to be objective. And yeah, I find it's a really refreshing to argue, to be able to argue without the drama of, those intense personal feelings that often get in the way when you try and argue about things like politics or, other hot button issues. So, this tends to be more, it's more fun and lighthearted. So, yeah. Highly recommend the game. Definitely check it out. Again, not sponsored. I just love the game. But, with Skybound Games, if you're interested, let me know. Seriously. But not sponsored. Definitely not sponsored. I kind of have to say that because YouTube. Anyways, that's really all I have to say. If you like the video or if you like the game, please consider giving me a like. Really helps out. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, then definitely subscribe. Got all sorts of new stuff, mostly Dungeons and Dragons, but I got all sorts of other nerdy and geeky related stuff too. And, just stuff I love. D&D is just a major hobby of mine, particularly 35. So yeah, definitely a lot of content on that. And ring the bell. That helps get notifications. And if you enjoyed the video, consider sharing it. That one helps a lot. But as always, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.